Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's so good to have you here again at Confident Beauty, where every style tells a story. Last week we explored the precise, artistic contradictions of Japan. Today, our journey takes us to a land much closer to home for many of us, a land of timeless grace, profound resilience, and an iconic silhouette recognized the world over. Welcome to Vietnam. What is the secret to the enduring beauty of the Vietnamese woman? How has she maintained such grace and elegance through a century of profound historical change? The answer, perhaps, lies in the perfect harmony between her spirit and her style personified by the iconic aodai. This is not a story of fast fashion or fleeting trends. It's a story of a beauty that has been tested by time, war, and separation, only to emerge with a quiet, powerful, and unshakable dignity. It is the story of the simple, elegant bun, the long, black, flowing hair, and the gentle smile that holds 1,000 years of history. Join us as we explore a century of Vietnamese grace, one decade at a time. The 1920s. Our story begins in the 1920s, during the height of the French Indochina period. This was an era of transformation. While the vast majority of women in the countryside still wore their hair in the traditional bui tok, a simple, neat bun, a new woman was emerging in the cities, the tan one eddi or New Age woman. Influenced by French fashion, she adopted the wavy Western-style bob, a look that was revolutionary at the time. This was also the decade the precursor to the modern aodai was born, and this new, shorter hairstyle was a daring complement to it. This era's gift is the timeless elegance of a simple bun, a style that, whether worn for practicality or elegance, is the very definition of grace. The 1930s and 1940s. The 1930s saw the aodai perfected into the form we recognize today, most notably by the artist Cot T1B0 EDDNG. As the dress became more flowing and graceful, so did the hair. The Western bob softened, and the dominant look for fashionable women became longer, softer, romantic waves, often parted to the side. As the 1940s brought war and instability, hairstyles became more practical. The look shifted back towards long, natural, straight hair, often simply tied back or braided or worn down to showcase its natural health. It was a look of quiet, dignified femininity in a turbulent world. The 1950s saw Vietnam divided, and two starkly different style philosophies emerged. In the north, in Hanoi, the focus was on austerity, rebuilding, and practicality. Women's hair was almost universally long, tied in a simple bun or braid, often covered with a practical scarf for work. In the south, however, Saigon was the pearl of the Orient, heavily influenced by French and new American glamour. Here, the bouffant tok, patch letter 183 NG and chignon were the height of fashion. Women wore their hair in elegant, sculpted updos, perfectly complementing their elaborate aodai, creating one of the most iconic and glamorous looks of the 20th century. The 1960s. This duality intensified in the 1960s. In the north, the image of the woman was one of resilience and duty, her hair often braided or tied simply under a non-law conical hat or a soldier's cap. In the south, Saigon's glamour reached its peak. The mod look arrived, and the beehive talk to letter 1 of 5 ong, inspired by Jackie Kennedy and Bridget Bardot, became massive. This was the era of the iconic aodai C7 shuan, the Madame Nhu Bodani ek aodai, which was almost always worn with a towering, perfectly sprayed beehive. It was a look of pure, confident, high fashion. The modern lesson from this glamorous era is the power of volume at the crown. A little gentle teasing can add incredible sophistication to an updo for any formal event. The 1970s and 1980s. After reunification in 1975, the entire country entered the Bao C letter 1II5P or subsidy period. Glamour and Western trends vanished, replaced by a nationwide focus on practicality and austerity. For nearly 2 decades, fashion stood still. The universal hairstyle for women was long, natural, and functional. It was worn in a simple bun, a practical pixie cut tame, or, most iconically, in a long, thick braid talk T letter 1 EBFT Sam. This simple braid wasn't a trend, it was a symbol of enduring, unadorned beauty and quiet strength that defined a generation. It reminds us that healthy, well cared for hair is a beautiful style in its own right. No products needed. The 1990s. In 1986, the D-stroke letter 1 ED5 IM letter 1 EDBI renewal policy opened Vietnam to the world, and by the 1990s, style came flooding back. But the influence wasn't from the West, it was from Hong Kong and Thai pop stars. The perm returned with a vengeance, but this time it was the tight, frizzy talk U letter 1 ED1 Nzumai instant noodle perm. This, paired with chunky highlights, became the fashionable look. At the same time, the aodai made a powerful comeback, no longer just a uniform, but a cherished symbol of renewed national pride, now worn with these new, voluminous hairstyles. The 2000s were defined by 2 opposing massive trends. First, the influence of K-pop and J-pop brought the talk T letter 1 EC9 Allah or wolf cut a heavily layered shag to the forefront. Almost everyone, from pop stars to students, had this look. But the even bigger trend was hair straightening ape talk. The ultimate status symbol was to have pin-straight, glossy, flat hair, a difficult and expensive process that showed you were modern and stylish. This sleek, flat look became the new standard of beauty, a complete rejection of the 90s frizz. The 2010s and 2020s, and that brings us to today. The last 15 years have seen Vietnam fully integrate into global trends. The K-beauty wave brought air bangs, soft brown dyes, and gentle, romantic waves created with digital perms. We see elegant women in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City embracing modern, chic bobs and pixies. And, just like the rest of the world, the Gure He elegant silver movement is beginning, with mature women confidently wearing their natural color. But through it all, the image of the aodai, worn with simple, long, flowing dark hair, remains the most powerful, timeless, and beloved symbol of Vietnamese beauty and grace. 100 years. The story of Vietnamese hair is one of incredible resilience. It's a beauty that was simplified by war, unified by austerity, and then joyfully rediscovered. It's a story that proves style isn't just about what's on your head, it's about the spirit you wear it with. From the glamorous beehives of 1960s Saigon to the practical braid of the Subsidy Era, the Vietnamese woman has worn every style with a quiet, enduring grace. From the graceful resilience of Vietnam, our journey next week takes us to a land of pure, sun-kissed, vibrant energy. Join us as we explore 100 years of hair in Brazil. We'll see you then.